Stokjockey back with you. The American Peace Dollar. Ask coin dealers and hobbyists about their favorite silver dollars, and they'll most likely share short stories about flowing hair dollars, tall tales about the famous 1804 drape bust dollar, or anecdotes on Carson City Morgan dollars. Chances are they won't say much about peace dollars. Turn to the peace dollar price listings in Coin Dealer newsletter and the evidence becomes even clearer. Peace dollars are one of the most underrated United States silver coins of the 20th century. Arising in the dawning days of the Roaring Twenties, the peace dollar became America's tribute to new hopes for a tranquil future amid the fresh aftermath of the Great War, known more commonly these days as World War I. Perhaps the peace treaties and socio-political goodwill gestures of the 1920s didn't prevent the Second World War or any of the bloody conflicts that followed, but the peace dollar is no less a meaningful symbol of domestic and international concord today. Coin dealers looking for a selling point with peace dollars can always offer up the story behind its designer, and the artist's young and beautiful muse. Collectors who already know the coin's history enjoy peace dollars not only for their colorful backstory, but also their largely unadvertised reputation as a deceptively challenging series. The peace dollar is a classically American coin with a patriotic design and unique narrative. It was designed and first minted in 1921. During the end of a numismatic period many call the Renaissance of American coinage. It was an era that began around 1905, when then-President Theodore Roosevelt called for a redesign of the nation's coinage, which he felt, in his own words, were artistically of atrocious hideousness. His comments spurred a rush of new, liberty-inspired designs and other patriotic artwork that touched every then circulating denomination, including the dollar coin in 1921. Italian-born sculptor Anthony De Francisci was chosen to design what numismatist Ferenc Zurich labeled a peace coin after winning a competition in which he and 7 fellow prominent sculptors were asked to participate. Modeling for the profile of Miss Liberty on the coin was De Francisci's young wife, Teresa, who was in her early 20s when her husband transformed her youthful profile into an artistic design composed of facial features that he said typified something of America. Choosing his wife as the coin's model was in part necessary due to the rapid process in producing the coin. Francisci, unable to find a professional model for his coin in a timely fashion, lovingly chose his wife to pose for the coin. When she was a young girl, Teresa de Francisci ne Caffarelli spotted the iconic statue standing tall in New York Harbor upon sailing to the nation from her native Italy in steerage class with her mother. Caffarelli was awed by the statue and enjoyed imitating its classic pose. She had her eyes set on a role in a patriotic school play in which she hoped to play Lady Liberty. She lost the school role to another young girl, but even long after her death at 92 years old in 1990, her face will be forever cast as Miss Liberty on the peace dollar. The peace dollar type took the stage as the last circulating large-sized dollars made in the United States with a 90% silver composition. Yet even with its shining history, the peace dollar settled in the shadows of its more popular senior counterpart, the Morgan or Liberty Head dollar, designed by namesake sculptor-engraver George T. Morgan, and produced from 1878 through 1921. The Morgan dollar gained an aura of romance for collectors who waxed nostalgic about the coin's ties to the Old West. Morgan dollars also offer a wide variety of popular key dates and rare varieties that can keep collectors on their toes for years or even decades. Collectors routinely spend tens of thousands of dollars cobbling together the 97 coins that are required to complete even a basic Morgan dollar date and mint mark set. Throw in the varieties as well as the proofs, and the number of coins necessary to complete a set, as well as the money needed to buy them, more than doubles. Meanwhile, the Peace Dollar series spans from 1921 through 1935 and includes just 24 basic date and mint mark combinations. Though the coin had a 15-year run, there were several years during the late 20s and early 1930s when no Peace Dollars were minted, including 1929, 30, 31, 32, and 33. The Peace Dollar series ending in 1935 fell just 1 year short of what would have been presumably a proof year for the coin, as the first of the modern proof sets were released in 1936. However, matte proofs, also known for the 1921 and 1922 Peace Dollars, and they are very rare, running into the low six figures for a decent specimen. There are also a few popular varieties, including the 1934D double die and 1934D with larger filled D. The following year, San Francisco produced specimens with either 3 or 4 rays under 1 in the denomination, and the 1935S silver dollar of each variety is worth about the same as the other. Meanwhile, many collectors dream about finding one of the 316,076 circulation strike 1964 D Peace Dollars that were ordered by Lyndon B. Johnson White House to be completely destroyed. Rumors fly that a few may exist, and even though they are illegal to own. There are but a couple of regular issue Peace Dollars that count as scarce semi-keys or key dates in terms of overall scarcity. None of the regular issue coins are rare unless counting conditional rarities in the grades of mint state 66, 67, or above, depending on the specific date. While most valuable regular issue Morgan dollar ever sold was the 1889 CC specimen graded mint state 68 by the professional coin grading service PCGS, took $881,250 at an August 2013 Stax Bauer auction. The most expensive Peace Dollar hasn't yet even cracked into the six-figure territory. A mint state 68 example of the 1925 Peace Dollar, also graded by PCGS, became the priciest Peace Dollar when it sold at a heritage auction sale in August 2011 for $89,125. That's a respectable sum to be sure, but it's barely more than a tenth of the most valuable Morgan dollar. Contrasting the Peace Dollar and the Morgan dollar, it seems the two series are in many respects dichotomous, and the collector who makes the determination would be largely correct, but it's those disparities between the two silver dollar series where opportunities lay for coin collectors who want to complete a set of the classic Peace Dollars without breaking the proverbial bank. Coin dealer Larry Shapiro specializes in Morgan dollars and Peace Dollars, handling some of the rarest specimens known. The Palos Verdes California dealer also enjoys silver dollars as a collector. I collected Morgans from the time I was a kid, and when I was finished with that set, I thought I could put together a nice set of Peace Dollars in a weekend. Like him, at one point, many hobbyists initially unfamiliar with the Peace Dollar series believe its short date run and overall relative affordability mean finishing the series is more of a tack-on pursuit to build another, perhaps related set. So wrong, admits Shapiro of his early thoughts on collecting the series. It took me over 5 years to put together a nice set, says the dealer who handled a very elusive 1928 Peace Dollar grading mint state 66. with a population of 1 and helped others build several top 10 registry sets. It's very difficult to put together a nice set of white piece dollars without major distractions. Piece dollars, like Morgan dollars and other large coins, are susceptible to contact marks due to their heavy weight and broad surface area. Most uncirculated specimens grade under mint state 65. The majority of uncirculated piece dollars tend to grade in the mint state 62 to mint state 64 range. The relatively bare obverse field around the central figure and broad, highly exposed cheek of Miss Liberty are notorious for receiving detracting hits, nicks, and scratches. This doesn't accept the reverse, dominated by a depiction of an American eagle on a mountaintop and sun rays. The reverse also receives its own share of surface abuse, even though some small marks may hide fairly well in the detail of the eagle, the mountain, or tightly clustered rays near the word dollar. There are so many things to consider when looking at a piece dollar, Shapiro says of grading coins. They have lots of die cracks and other mint-made issues. He states a major problem is when toning obscures bag marks, the presence of which can easily knock a piece dollar 1 or more grading points based on their size, location, and number. Weak strikes also complicate grading. Typical weak strikes on the S-Mint San Francisco coins. There's no such thing as a full strike on a 1921 or 1925 S. One of the coins Shapiro says is the toughest to find in a high grade also reigns as his favorite, the 1934 S. It's tough to find a blast white coin with a decent strike, he says. Most 1934 S coins have some type of toning, which 98% of piece dollar buyers do not want. Despite the inherent difficulties of finding exceptional uncirculated piece dollars, he believes they are among the best buys in the series. About 3 years ago, piece dollars were very hot, and a few dealers took their bids down, and that hurt. Piece dollars are down now, and they are a very good value. He believes the nicer uncirculated coins are an especially good buy now across the board. It's a great time to put together a set of mint state 64 through 66 coins. Mint state 64, 65, or 66 piece dollars retail for a general minimum of $75 to $500. And some latter dates in mint state 66 easily top $30,000 a piece. Shapiro says those who can't afford higher priced piece dollars should look to more affordable yet better material. Buy the best coin for each date that you can afford. He also adds this advice: don't save the most expensive ones for last, as the market could go back up and you will pay more.